Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's go, baby. Bitcoin pumping to the upside. I gave the trade all weekend long. I was long. Then I gave the trade last night. I took profits this morning, a little early, but I took profits. It continued to pump. I'm going to show you my tried and true strategies that told me we were likely going to pump to the upside. We're going to show you the gains. We're going to show you what's happening. I showed my P&L blasted to the upside. 17 trades, 13 wins, 4 losses. Unbelievable. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. And we got about $300, or I don't know, $200 in trades right there. I took the big trade down earlier today. When you break above the 200-day on the 4-hour time frame, there's likely a big move to the upside. That's exactly what's likely going to happen. I trade the 200-day on multiple time frames. It's now 88,387. The thing is, we're getting farther and farther away from the 21-day moving average. Even the 15 suggested that we were going to break out of this flag to the upside here. This flag right here on the 15-minute time frame. And you know how I trade the 21-day moving average, touching the 21 with low stochastics, and you're gone, baby, gone. Even buying the breakout of that one ended up playing out to the upside, as crazy as it is. Here's my tried and true strategies too, trading the 200-day on the 1-minute time frame. If you just waited for us to cross the 1 minute right there and gotten it, bang, to the upside. That was 2 in the morning though. But again, it happened right here too. We got into this trade. If you remember, I gave you guys this trade on the 15-minute. It was one of our monster trades recently. Right here, I gave this trade on the 15-minute time frame. We found the bottom here on the double bottom of the 1 hour, on the 1 minute. Even right there, we've called so much not stuff in the last 2-3 weeks. I'm pretty accurate trading, but I've been on one of my most accurate trading streaks ever of my life. Like, if you've been trading with me, you haven't had your stop losses hit. You've hit almost every single gain, and it just continues to rain. So put a 333 if you're a lifer and you're making gains with the crypto lifers. God bless everybody here on the live. This is the stream to be. We did not stop when everyone got crazy, when everyone said that the market had nothing. I said we got to believe we're the opportunity. When altcoins got demolished, we rose from the ashes and traded Bitcoin for gains. All right, we never stopped. We never quit. We never got down on ourselves, and Bitcoin continues to pump. 88,597. And look at this, is just adding. I already made $2,500 today on top of what's going on right now. I already made 25, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm trying to show you that my strategies are working. My strategies are working. Look at my P&L right here. Look, I'll play my P&L. Who's going to play you their P&L? They don't. You know why? They open up 50 trades. They only show you the wins. Inspire you. This is a P&L. All right, 6-day P&L. 600. On one account. I run multiple accounts. 1,800, right? 1 loss. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins, 1 loss. Right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades, 3 losses. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17
so it's 5
trades.
losses. 5 losses. I missed the
losses.
5 losses.
One
$10.
loss for $10. 1 loss for $59. 1 loss for $142, and 1 loss for $42. You know, the total is like about $200, $250. And you can see the wins are in the thousands.
Maybe it was 4 losses.
You know, we're at 1,400, 46, 89. I know why. Remember, every little win helps. 400, 250, another 1,800, a $500 win. Right, a $300 win, and another $287 win.
No, 5 losses.
140, another 1,100, and another
losses.
$600 win. You can see, crushing it. Right? You can do this.
5 losses on 17 trades, 12 wins. The losses are tiny. You can do this. I can teach you how to do this. This is real. Like, this happens. I didn't believe this was possible when I was a trader back in the day. I lost every time, and I got in my head, and I said, there's no way I'm going to become a winning trader. It's just never going to happen for me. You know, and I used to talk negatively to myself. I didn't have the confidence. I know I'm going to become a billionaire. I will become a billionaire. I will become a billionaire. I'm telling you right now. Facts on facts. I will become a billionaire, and I'm going to help the world. I'm going to teach you how to do it. I'm going to teach you how to push yourself. If your dreams aren't making other people laugh, then they're just not big enough. They're just not big enough. Jump in today, everybody. Let's get it going. I gave you the gains last night. We didn't take the weekend off. Where are my lifers, baby, as we continue to pump to the upside? Where are my lifers? The entire trading group should be here. 2,000 people and beyond. We're pumping to the upside. I gave the call. This trade is booming. Move the trade into break even. We can't lose this trade now. All right. And then I got to duplicate this
because I'm running 2 trades of the same exchange on 2 different pairs. And then I got to do the same. These are just add-ons to the win I already took today. Bang, bang, bang. Then we're going to go to the USD trade here. And we're going to do the same thing. Move that stop loss into profits. Boom, boom, boom. I'm actually going to go right there to that candle body. And I'm going to take whatever they give me here on top of this, because we're getting too far away from the 21-day moving average. This is getting a little unsustainable on the 15-minute and the 1-hour time frame, suggesting that we're going to have to come back to that 21-day moving average. But when the daily gets crazy, look at the stochastics. They're saying that we may continue to pump here to the upside. Wow, 88,650 for Bitcoin, getting the massive pump to the upside. Shout out to everybody that jumped on in. May get the likes up to the watchers. If you made gains with the lifer, let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. We are now continuing to rip. We're going to take another almost $400 out the markets. I like it. I'm going to keep moving that stop loss. Let me go take a look at the smaller time frame, see if I can scalp even more out that 1 minute. Yeah, see, the 1 minute's likely going to flag out again here. They're going to take me out right there. I'll get stopped out on that one. Easily take profits there. Happily take profits. Oh, they didn't get me just yet. Luckily, we'll you know what? There's a good chance this flags out and I could get back in again too. And just let that puppy fly, baby. I'm just super excited. All my concepts played out and I got paid on a Monday morning. I just don't make $2,500 at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning on a Monday. You can see I already closed these gains here. All closed for gains. And that's my total yield P&L on the futures. 4% in the entire account, $2,700 on the day, baby. And they got me right there. My order was filled. All right. Now let's go to the next trade and see what's happening. Scalping, baby, scalping. Remember this Sol trade opened last Sunday night. It's up 51%. I don't trade altcoins usually on Lev. It's just not my thing. I'll just take this. I'm going to take it. They'll get me right there. Yep, boom. That's how you pay yourself. I'll let this one chill, and then I'll be able, we'll see if we can get into another trade. Let's take a look at our top-down analysis. Remember, I bought a whole Bitcoin at $84,000 in front of the world. I don't know any other YouTuber that did it. I don't know anyone else in crypto YouTube that did it. Whether they didn't have the funds, or if they did the funds, or they were afraid to tell people they had. Whatever they were, I'm not afraid. I don't live in fear. All right, I'm sure there's people that did it. They wouldn't want anyone to know they did it. I'm not that dude, man. I'm here every single day. Let's go. Let's get it. So swing up to swing up, right? Swing down to swing down. Hidden bullish divergence. I've been talking about it for 3 weeks now. Ever since this candle closed as such. 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks. I've been going over these concepts day in and day out, sometimes twice a day, over and over again. And then I showed you the coincidental Fibonacci 618 retracement, which is a known site. That's just a known retracement right there. I mean, that's a coincidence that you would wick right to the 618.65 golden pocket. Listen, when you start your fibs, they're not going to look like this. You're going to have to add the 0.65 and the 0.706, the 0.65. I turn it white. I turn the 618 white. That way, when you look at the fib quickly, you can see your golden pocket in white very fast. All right, this is why I do that. Nice, easy concept. Bang, bang, bang. It draws it out for you. It puts it into perspective. It makes it simple for you to see what's happening. Bitcoin seems like it's going to continue to pump here. Take names and kick butt. The daily, and we're going to get into that. The 3-day chart looking bullish as heck. A bullish engulfing candle now. Starting to rip ski to the up ski. This had hidden bullish divergence. We had a major resistance at 87,000. We have cracked that. So I did call the bottom so far. I did put a whole Bitcoin, even more, around 81, and a whole Bitcoin at 84,000. I bought even more, which I will not disclose, but my group knows. And I've even bought SWI. I bought Ondo. I bought a bunch of stuff down here on the lows, but mainly BTC. But I deployed capital in the fear. The fear was at a 10, everyone. If you're not buying 10, then what are you going to buy? 45? You can't buy 80. You can't buy 70. 45's in. So when you get a 10, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but if you don't buy 10 on the fear, if you don't know the fear and greed index, you missed out. I show it every day. So if you followed me, you would have known. Number one. Number two, 10 was the best place to buy in the history of Bitcoin every single time this thing has hit 10. So you have to buy 10. Just like you have to sell something at 88, 90 when the greed is that high. It just is what it is. You got to take advantage when you have the moments here. All right. Wow, it's getting spicy in here.
Whew. I had the Bitcoin tie on. Sorry I was late. I had the Bitcoin tie on. It just didn't match the blue shirt. You know, you got to wear it with the white shirt. I realized that it just... I'm sitting there ripping the tie off as I'm late to this thing, and then I'm bending this, and then I'm all sweaty. I'm getting the collar hot, and I'm like, But I still made it. I still showed up without missing a day, right? Never miss a day, baby. So banging on to the upside. Bitcoin likes it. It may continue here. I'm weary because we're away from the 21-day moving average that tells me to take some profits. Don't get too, you know, and we had a huge pump last night. It pumped all weekend. It pumped all weekend. Like, what else do you want? Like, we made gains all weekend, and I woke up to gains on Monday morning. Who here made gains on a Monday morning? Shout out to the lifers if you woke up to gains this morning with me. I just want to see how many people made gains with me on the live. Put a 333 if you made gains, baby. Yeah. Suit looking clean. Thank you, baby. Thank you. I appreciate you. We know you wear pants. Yep. I'm wearing nice khaki pants. Everyone thinks I'm wearing a suit that matches the suit. No, I like to wear J. Crew khaki pants. They're soft. They're all cotton. They're just amazing. So yeah, I got the khakis on, baby, with the Burberry belt. Okay. Might I add? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just telling you the truth. If the truth hurts, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sorry, not sorry, though, right? Amen. Oh, my gosh, I forgot my rollie today. Man. I asked my wife to grab it later. Cocky pants, not cocky. Yeah, it's cocky pants, man. In Boston, we say cocky like cocky. Cocky pants, baby, cocky pants. Oh, my God, the bell's ringing. See, the body that actually... I got out of the lawn before the body. Watch this, ready? Babe, get my Rolex. I'm just joking. I'm just. Rolex now. No, I'm just joking. Oh, man, this man has changed. What happened to the hoodie? I thought you were a nice guy. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. I'm going to use that. Love the guy. Sam, thank you for not only teaching me the TA and the aspect of trading, but also how to stay positive when everyone else is scared, selling their bags. Yeah, you got to keep your mind right, man. They're going to attempt to make you fold. They're going to attempt to make you fold. What's wrong? How come you came in all like, I love you? You all right? Everything all right? How did I confuse you? Oh, you didn't know what I was saying. She did it, though. She did it, baby. Ciao, bella. Oh. All right. 88,380 for Bitcoin. On our way to 2,000 people on the stream, getting back to where we used to be before daylight savings time stole my people. But it's okay. I'll chew it. I'll have to work through it again. All the way to 100,000 subscribers. Bang, bang, bang. Sammy, the gift that keeps on giving. So here we are at 88,000. Bitcoin above the 200 MA. I told you when a daily candle closes above the 200 MA, you open up along immediately with a stop on the other side with chunks of money. That's what I do, and it pays. It pays. And it paid yet again to the upside here. Absolutely beautiful for BTC. I will get a haircut. I believe I'm going to get a haircut today if I can. I never seem to do those types of things. I'm too into the charts. So, and we broke through this resistance too, which was oh so important at about 85,000, 87,500. However, I do see some pullbacks now. I would be taking profits. You do what makes you happy. But I already took profits on the day. I had a huge day of trading. It was awesome. It's only 10:30 and I'm already good. Like I could stop trading for the rest of the day. I don't need to keep trading. I will continue to find gains for the lifers and for everyone in my trading group, even though I am served pretty fat already. And, you know, that's what I do. It's not about me. It's about you. So let's go over the bullish and the bearish scenarios here. There's always a bearish scenario. So let's not be overly bullish here. Let's see if our bubble could be popped. So hidden bullish divergence. All right. We've had the Fibonacci retracement to the 618 golden pocket. The daily looks good. The 3-day looks good. The weekly looks good. The weekly came back to previous support resistance. We got oversold. We have bullish divvy here on the daily time frame. Look at the bullish divergence on the stochastics RSI indicator with divs. How do you add that indicator? Go up here. Type in RSI. Click Stochastics RSI with divergences by neobutane, 1.9K. That is going to be your sauce. It is saucy, baby. And look, I sold the top. Did I not just sell 88.5 something? And this thing came right down. I taught you. Take profits in front of the world. I just took profit. You guys saw me make $300 right there. I didn't even need to. On top of the $2,400. I mean, it's a $3,000 day now. If you make $3,000 a day, you're going to be doing pretty good. I'll be honest. You know what I mean? And again, it's not every day, but even if you made $3,000 every 4 to 5 times a week, and then you know, it balances itself out. Continue to push every single day. That's why I never understood that short or long stuff, because I know exactly where the local top and the local high is. So if you don't know where the local top and the local high is, you'll sit and hold shorts and longs all day long. I've seen guys who are holding shorts that they should have taken profits on, and holding longs they should have taken profits on. But like, that's their strategy, I guess. Makes no sense to me. But again, don't try to make sense of other people's strategies, because you haven't put in the work they have, so it won't make sense to you. Look, 88,134, telling you it was time to take some profits. So the daily's above the 200 MA. The daily's pushing up. This is great, but it's still a little far from the 21-day moving average on the pump. And you can see there's our next big resistance that we're going to have to go through is 90,668. Then we're going to go up to about 94,000, and then to that point of control at 97, 96,800 area. And then boom, through the gap, back to 105,000, and then we're back on. People have no idea. We could be 2 to 3 weeks away from the bull run just absolutely ripping, and everyone was scared. Another thing that I talked about over and over again was the bullish divergence on the daily time frame. And I told you, when you had bullish div on the daily and you had hidden bullish on the 3-day and the weekly, it was a double sauce. Like, to not make gains out of this would be just, oof. Like, if I had missed this pump on the daily here, I would have been so pissed. See, the thing is, and look, there it is right there. There's the daily. Close the candle above the 200 MA, and it begins the beginning of the next leg of the bull run. I'm telling you right now, this is very likely the beginning of the next leg of the bull run with high probability. I can't say it is for sure. Of course, nothing is 100%, but with high probability. All right? And you got to sell those local tops at 88.5, baby, like the life of... I love when I do the right thing in front of everyone and then I get to brag about it. No, I'm just... No, but it's good to do the right thing in trading so people can see, hey, he conservatively took his profits. He wasn't worried where price was going to continue to go. He took profits regardless of the situation at hand, right? And that's the key. And some trades I'm in, they could be down $2,000, $3,000. I've been in trades, they've been down $3,000 for 4 or 5 days straight. But they didn't hit liquidate, they didn't hit my stop, and I maintained, and I ended up winning the trade. So you got to just stick to your guns, man. Sometimes it's not going to be easy. Sometimes it's going to be hard. But you will stick to your guns over time, and it will happen. It will happen. So the 4-hour time frame above the 200 MA, that's a bullish sign, but well away from the 21-day moving average. And in a bit of a channel, if you ask me. You know, that is a channel, and it's at the top of the channel. Could it come back down to the bottom of the channel? It very well may. Could Bitcoin get rejected and make a cup and handle here on the 4-hour time frame? Sammy, cup, and handy. As the 21 comes back to price action, do we get a pullback into 87.5 area? I would suggest we did. Look at that. Sold the local top. You can't say we didn't. Nailed it right in front of you just now, and I just moved the stop losses. I'm not greedy. By not being greedy, I'm able to pay the bills, baby, and take those gains every single day, nonstop. You've got this. You could do this too. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. What am I doing? I'm using the 200 MA, the 21-day moving average. Whenever I'm near the 21, I'm getting in. And whenever I'm away from the 21, I'm getting out. Look, you can get in when you're near the 21 there. You can sell when you get away from it. You can get in near here. You can sell when you get away from it. So you're near the 21, you got oversold stochastic. You're away from the 21, you got oversold stochastic. Understand? This is a key concept that's very simple. Stochastics RSI using the 21 and the 200 MA. That is my strategy. Slap it a few, projected patterns, some support and resistance, and the VRVP, and then I'm in there like swimwear, man. I don't use ICT concepts. I don't know what they are. I don't ever need them for any reason, for any purpose or any reason. Yeah. I don't jump on the bandwagon. I don't have, I didn't have to jump in and do what everyone else did. I made all these concepts myself. I sat alone playing with the charts for days and days and hours until I figured out my own sauce that made sense. Understand? I didn't follow someone else. I had a mentor that taught me what these were. He taught me what the stochastics RSI was, but within 2 years, I'd blown my mentor out the water. I really had. And I could see that I had seen things that he couldn't see. He was a great guy. He was super consistent. God rest his soul. He's not with us anymore. And what he taught me more than technical analysis was work ethic. My mentor taught me how to show up every single day. He taught me how hard I had to work to make it. He said, he said it without saying it too. He just did it. He made a video every single day for 5 years. He never took a day off. I didn't see him take a day off for 5 years straight. I saw him buy Lambos, make $400,000 a month, and just continue to crush it. And so I was under his tutelage. I learned from him. And I studied his every move. And I watched what he did, and I realized how hard I was going to have to work if I wanted to rise up to become one of the top 1% in the game. And he made me realize that I was going to have to sacrifice it all if I really wanted it. But sacrifice what? Really no sacrifice. I was going to have to give up drinking with my buddies, hanging out with the mediocre crew, doing the everyday thing. Watching all the awesome people on TV live their lives. I was sick of sitting in front of the TV watching Tom Brady send a pass down. I was sick of watching, Djokovic win another tennis tournament. I said, when am I going to win my tennis tournament? When am I going to be the star of my show? When am I going to stop watching these stars and become the star of my life? And that's when I said enough is enough, and I started living on another plane. And that's when everything started to happen for me, when I changed my mindset. So I'm looking for the 4-hour time frame to possibly make one of two flags. And again, the flag could stay above. We're above a key area. So the bullish sign is we make a bull flag sideways here, and we catch that 21. So here's your scenarios for the day. You continue to pump out of nowhere to the upside. Let's go over the fact of that happening. Let's just go over that. The 4-hour pumped pretty hard here. It got high in the stochastics RSI, and it was away for the 21-day moving average, and it still had a massive pump, so it could do it. We could get a pretty crazy pump, but at that point, you will be coming back violently. Here, you're away for the 21 with high stochastics. You came back. You're high in the stochastics RSI, away for the 21. You came back. So if I go through 1, 2, right there, you got high, away for the 21, came back. And that's a pretty good gap away from the 21-day moving average. We go back in time to this area. This is the only one where we actually continued to pump here. And even there, we were still pretty far away, but not that bad, but boom, right? I hope you understand what I'm saying here. See, we were away for the 21-day moving average on the 4-hour time frame with high stochastic. I'm giving the probability of what could happen today. So the probabilities are this. We could continue to pump. The odds are low, right? We went over all the facts. It's low that we're going to continue to pump straight to the upside. It could still happen, though, but the odds are low, okay? The odds are low. It's more likely that we go sideways. So if you go into a long here, hoping it's going to rip, you're going against the grain a little bit. Now, it doesn't mean it can't happen. You still may win. It's pretty bullish today. We're above the 200 MA. There's a lot of good bull vibes today that could really pump us to the upside further. But I play the extremes, and right now you're at the end of an extreme. You're on the smaller time frame, you're in the premium. You're not in the discount anymore. You were in the discount last night when you were near the POC and the 21-day moving average. Understand? 100%. Now, boom. And now this flag, and then you move to the upside, right? So we're looking for this flag to go sideways or down. That's the most likely scenario. And for the 21 to come and catch price action. That will take 14, that'll take 16 to 20 hours, something like that, 4 to 5 4-hour candles. And so it looks like tonight at my 7, 8 p.m. time that I love to trade, Bitcoin will be ready in the cup and handle for our next move. Now, the worst case scenario is we dump all the way back here, we bearishly retest, and somehow this becomes a bear flag, and we break down the length of this flag, and we dump all the way somewhere to $75,000, and we continue further to the downside. That's unlikely based on the moving averages, based on the 1-hour 200 MA and the fight we had this weekend. But anything is possible. So these are your scenarios for the day. It's more likely you're going to go sideways and touch the 21-day moving average. That is the most likely scenario. If you watch my stream and you see what I say is most likely, that usually is what happens. What is most likely does play out. Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you doing that? Stop looking at me like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. Stop doing that. Like, what? What was I doing? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. You got to get interactive with the crew. Shout out to the 2,082 people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. So, again, this is getting pretty crazy. And 88,240 this thing looks like it may move, but man, away from that 21 with a straight, look, we almost went straight parabolic. Look at that. I mean, that was a short squeeze like you read about. When price action gets this crazy, it's the small time frames that we're going to have to watch to see what's likely going to happen here. You see? But I'm not just going to 8 right now as we just sold the wick there. Let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame, and there's your 15-minute making a flag. Let me just get rid of my projections for here because they're just... So if we're bullish, the 15-minute is going to make some type of bull flag. This is going to be like very similar to the NQ, all right? Make a sideways flag, bounce back up to 89,750. And shout out to my call on the S&P and the NQ. We're going to talk about that later on today. I was stone cold calling for those reversals. I was even going all about Daddy on the live on Twitter. Remember Daddy? Call me Daddy. I got some people a little frazzled over that. I'm a funny guy. I was a class clown, man. I still mess around. Hey, when the tea is that good, it makes you want to mess around. You know what I mean? What are you looking at, Swan? Where are the likes? With over 2,000 people in the room, let's get the likes up to the watchers. You know what? I'm just grateful for the likes that I do have. Dear Lord, thank you to the 497 beautiful souls that were classy enough to hit that like button. Those people are the people that get the karma. Those people are the people that get the good vibes sent their way. If you don't want the good vibes, it's up to you. I'd hit that like button because I'm someone who's a giver and I givers gain. So whenever I have a chance to give, I do. I'm so happy with the 498 and the people that gave me those likes. It's going to come back to you tenfold. You're blessed. I'm grateful. Yeah, so I'm just so grateful that I got 500 likes now. So grateful for all those people that were smart and they're giving back their own karmatic energy. I mean, when you do something nice for someone, it only comes back to you. It can only help you. So I do as many good things as I can for people every single day, and it comes back to me. I give live concepts that I've backtested for years, gave my whole life, and I give them away for free every single day. I don't need to. I don't have to. But you know what? I like making people happy and watching people make gains. So here's the deal. Previous support is resistance. We got a little bit of local support at 87,009, 88K. And there's a chance that the 15-minute makes our day today. And the 4-hour continues to push. It's unlikely, but it's possible. So watch our 15-minute time frame now in a bit of a flag. I wouldn't go crazy, though. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't go crazy just now. Small time frames don't look too crazy. 7-minute, 5-minute, also a go-to time frame to watch what could happen here on price action. And you know there is the idea that this will continue to pump to 90K. It would be awesome to see the 90s today. You know, once we see the 9s, man, it's going to change people's thoughts again. They're going to be like, dang, I had 7. And I'm going to say this one last time. I'm not a financial advisor, but why would you not buy Bitcoin at a 10? Can anyone tell me why you wouldn't buy Bitcoin when the fear and greed's at 10? Anybody? How come you didn't buy? Literally pours hours a day into this craft, 24/7, 365. You have to click the like just on principle. Fib Sniper, I love you, man. It's time to put the house on it. It was 84. The time to put the house on it was 84. Amen. Amen. My guy deserves 1 million likes per video. Shout out to Rooney Valencia. Hey, man, it's people like you. When I get likes from someone like you, it's worth 1 million likes, brother. So, look, Fear and Greed Index 45, man. Why would you not buy 10? Did anybody here, was anyone here afraid to buy 10? Was anyone here afraid to buy 10? I wasn't. Were you? Be honest. Put a 444 if you were afraid to buy 10. Put a 333 if you're afraid to get down. All right. Amen. So you're telling me there's a chance. Shout out to Master Front of the House. Not buying a 10 because they're hoping for the 9. Yeah, right. It's so crazy. No, I'll wait for 9. All right. Look at the 5. Look at the 1. And look, above the 2 to the May, touching the 21. That is the model right there on the 1 minute time frame. But you have to know when the model's extended on a bigger time frame. See, the model was here too. See, there's the model. There's the model there. And this is a better version of the model because you got the flag, right? I just buy above the 200 May now. I don't even use patterns. I use them when I need to figure out where price action's going. You see what I'm saying? I mean, look at this flag too, though. Again, low stochastics. I love low stochastics. The RSI was also low. Lack of bearish momentum of the MACD. You see the MACD is starting to curve up. I'm still not buying it. I wouldn't chase this.
It gets you a little excited, but I wouldn't chase it. If it pumps all the way, so be it. The 21 will eventually come back to the 4 hour. Understand? So even if I miss out this massive pump, maybe we pump all the way to 92. We'll come back, make a perfect flag, and I'll have a low risk entry. See, I realized it's not about chasing. It's about getting the lowest risk entry. See? So maybe this keeps going up, but the entry right now is higher risk than when I can get in near the 21. So I wait my turn. Now all I need is my model to play out on the 4 hour time frame. I want price to make a flag while the 21 comes into play above the 200 MA. While we hold support and resistance, if that happens and the stochastics reset, I am in there like swimwear, baby. So I don't see a live trade right now. If you're in my trading group, it was already time to take profits. We already schooled the game. We already sold the local top. We already nailed it. Then we scalped the last little bit for a little extra, and we called it a day. You saw me take my last little extras off of the table. So a beautiful day to be alive for sure when you're winning, and it's feeling good to be alive, man. March has been a great monthly P&L for me. I love March. It's been awesome. Good monthly yield on March, man. We marched in and continued to whip it up, baby. Had one bad day in March, but hey, we bounced back fast the next day and then continue to rip it. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. These concepts that I teach play out beautifully, and I'm able to show you consistent gains over and over again, P&Ls that work, strategies that pay, and I'm here every day teaching it because I know it works. I don't have to prove myself to anyone. I don't have to justify anything. I just have to keep showing up. I love you. I want you to know that you are the reason that I'm alive every single day and pushing to change your life. If I can help you find a positive new perspective and a way to push yourself, then I've done my job. If I can show up every day suited up, ready to go in the best version of myself, then so can you. Amen. Amen. So that's what I see for Bitcoin today. Again, I could be wrong, and out of nowhere, we may just pump. There's a flag actually right there. That's a scalp right there, actually. Let me see. Let me get into my BITUNIX account. BITUNIX. Okay. That thing ripped and hit the target. See, I played that flag last night. Ripped the target, played this. I gave this trade to everyone. It ripped. And again, the 1 hour stayed above that 200, man. That's all that mattered. So I get back to the 1 minute time frame, and you can see there's a bit of a flag there. And the stochastics were looking like it may pump. Look, there's a cup and handle right there. You know what? I made so much, when you're fat, when you eat fat, like when you have a big steak, you don't feel like ordering a burger, right? You know what I mean? I ate a fat steak already. Now, if I hadn't traded this last night and I woke up to nothing right now, I'd probably be hungrily on this because I didn't have my gains yet. You also get addicted when you're a public trader. You get addicted to showing your gains publicly, right? That is once you trade publicly, the pressure is on because you either have to perform or you suck, and everyone knows you suck. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's the facts. Like public traders, like either I'm good or I suck. I can't lie. I can't fake it. You know what I mean? Like I got a bot running, but the bot ain't me. I still make more than the bot, man. The bot didn't make me no $3,000 today. The bot made me maybe $3,000 in a week, and it had to have a bunch of drawdowns for it to happen. This cup and handle looks like it's about to pump to the upside. But like, see, now I'm getting a little more, now I'm getting careless. Like I'm just swinging around, right? Risking 21. Oh, that's so sad. I love BITUNIX. See, I'm just moving the stop losses around to take profits all around. Take profit 144, stop loss at $44, 44 for 144. Don't have to go crazy anymore. Remember, stop being greedy. The greedy guy puts the $3,000 he just made and tries to make $9,000 now and then loses $3,000 and then goes home with no money. Man, today was a win for me. As long as I keep it cool and I don't keep trading today, I'm going to go to bed good. Then I'm going to have a good night's sleep, wake up tomorrow positive because today was a good trading day. And so Tuesday is going to be I already know I'm going to wake up positive tomorrow. Why? Because I'm going to wake up tomorrow and be like, man, wow, Monday I made $3,000. Like that. It's not all about money, but when you work really hard and you've lost for years and you start winning with strategies that you put all your time into, it's not about the money. It's just like football. It's just like basketball. You're finally hitting the shot that you couldn't hit for years. It's just work. You're just working on a craft.
If this wasn't money, then people would respect it, because it's money. Everyone's like, oh, look at the money. But it is a craft. Like, it's a craft that I work at every single time. It's a craft that I grind at. It's something that I keep pushing for every single day. Yeah, I'm going to go back to see. I'm getting caught up in the small time frame sauce. The 1 hour, the 4 hour needs to make a flag here. In my humble opinion, we're just a little too far from that 21-day moving average. Let the 1 hour cook. I don't know, though. The way the 21 is pretty close to price action, we could pump. Like, it is pretty bullish. I have to be honest. Like, it's pretty bullish here. It's a good chance in 5-6 hours we continue to pump. And see how the moving average even has that vibe, that parabolic vibe. The moving averages will get like, they'll start to feel that parabola vibe. Anyway, I'm not going to chase. Shout out to everybody that used my concepts the last few weeks. We're able to call somewhat of a local bottom here. I'm not saying we're out of the water yet. I still went over the bear scenario that we could end up down here at 74,000. Remember, I'm not a perma bear or a perma bull. I'm a trader that shows you where the probabilities are available to you. All right. Thank you for being unapologetic and consistent. Amen. I don't apologize. And I have high standards. Do not apologize for your standards. I wear 3-piece suits. All right. I don't apologize for how high I like to keep the standards. All right. I rock the pocket square. I like the rollie. I don't apologize. Okay. I'm not here to apologize. I'm here to tell you I have high standards. And if you want to rock with me, you got to raise your standards with me. Amen. 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 All right. You want to be a part of my crew, you got to have high standards, man. Shout out to Eric. Happy birthday, Eric. I had my birthday on Thursday. Happy birthday, Eric. Happy birthday, Court. And God bless you all. And God bless each and every one of you. Okay. Okay. So we've gone over some key concepts today. I've showed you what I believe is likely going to happen. I'm giving you the sauce, whether you realize it or not. And I just don't see a live trade at the present moment in time. That trade got hit off already. Look at that. 40 bucks lost, right? It kind of has a shoulder head. It has a lower high. Just we're waiting for the 1 hour to consolidate. Amen. Yeah. Thanks. And yes, it's my birthday as always. The pump. Eric, we love you, man. The price is right. Happy birthday, man, to the Aries. The Aries are in now. The Aries are in season. March 24th. I believe after the 22nd, it is Aries season. So shout out to my Aries. For the next month, it's Aries season, baby. We have a lot of Aries on the stream. I remember the other day, you all came out of the woodwork. I'm an Aries. I'm an Aries. I'm an Aries. Felt like 30% of the people on the stream were Aries. It was crazy. I'm an Aries too. Aries are leaders. Aries are powerful. Aries take no BS, man. Yeah. Let's look at Token 5 from Floki. Team, when you have time, let's look at Token 5. We'll take a look at that for you. And look at the NASDAQ getting the pump to the upside too as well. But again, eventually it's going to come back down to that 21-day moving average. Again, they're printing money, everybody. They said they were going to start quantitative. All right. Back in the day, they told you when they had the Fed meeting. This was very important at the Fed meeting. And you had to listen to what he was saying. And you had to understand the concepts that he was speaking. Here's the thing. This is what they do behind the scenes. They do quantitative easing. And they do quantitative tightening. What that means is they buy and sell securities in the stock market with printed money that doesn't exist, which creates inflation, right? So he said they were going to stop, and then they were selling securities at one point, and he said we're going to slow down our selling of securities, right? Which is now going from tightening back to easing. The second they stop selling securities, all right, I'm just telling you, the NASDAQ, that tells you the NASDAQ's going to start pumping again. We're going to get a move in the NASDAQ to the upside here. And again, I called these bottoms here. And again, you never know, but it was obvious they were going to start printing money soon. And to me, it didn't make sense that the NASDAQ was going to crash. It just did not make sense. And the NASDAQ's going to follow Bitcoin. All right? Look, there you go. It's going to... Like this morning, you went a rising wedge, and at first you started a flag on the 7-minute time frame. with a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Look, you had the cup and handle right there. That was your money printer. If you trade the NASDAQ, that should have been everybody's move right there. If you're in the NASDAQ with Master Friend, I mean, in my humble opinion, that would have been the entry. But that's 2 in the morning, right? On the futures, yeah. And again, similar here, this is another entry. Low stochastics touching the 21-day moving average, right? But y'all don't hear me, though. Now, this was kind of a crazy move because it was a rising wedge that broke down, got back inside the wedge, and then ripped out the wedge to the upside. You're in another rising wedge now, too. You see? If you're trading smaller time frames on the NASDAQ, similar idea here that I would flag this out now. If you pull the 21 with the flag, you're going to continue to pump. Understand? Like, you'll flag out, you'll touch the 21, the stochastics will reset. Just like Bitcoin, this is the exact same concepts, my friends. Same story, morning glory. What I'm teaching you on Bitcoin, you can trade any asset in the world. It does not matter. Let me show you the NASDAQ and why I firmly believe we've bottomed on the NASDAQ. All right. While everyone else was freaking out, telling you that we were going lower, I drew the beautiful inverted head and shoulder and told you to calm it down, didn't I? I told PMG to call me daddy, and he got pissed. I was just playing around. God bless everybody here on the live. But inverted head and shoulder on the NASDAQ on the weekly. Oversold weekly. 2 white soldiers on your way to 3 on the next week, if we may. So, again, there was hidden bullish divergence. This swung up, but the RSI swung down on the weekly. Hidden bullish divergence. One of the strongest indicators said you'll break this high before you break this low. Look, this is just like Bitcoin. Understand? Look, pull the Fibonacci wick from here to there. I'm sure you're going to get almost a 618. Pretty dang close. If you go from that wick, you're at the 786. But even from there, I mean, you're very almost at the 618 Fibonacci golden pocket. Don't you see how the NASDAQ's following BTC or the both vice versa? They're just the same asset at the present moment because they're risk-on assets opposed to the dollar. So I see the NASDAQ making an ascending triangle here. It's going to take time to consolidate. And it shows again by October, November, it always seems to pump in October, November. And so it tells you it'll go up, it'll come back down somewhere in June and July like we always do. It'll be the doldrums. Then slowly August, September, we get the sniffle test. And then October, November into December, we pump. And then we start off the new year again. Maybe we even pump, and then it's sell in May and go away, and we go right back to the same stuff. All right? And there you have it. So these are the concepts that I'm looking at here. And this is what I see. And they're going to continue to print money. They have to. They can't keep the system alive without printing the money. Don't you get it? Each time they have more money, they need more money to do the same thing they did before. If the dollar keeps losing value, then they need more money to prop up the value of the system. You know, they have to have bank collateralized loans, which means they have to have this amount to back that collateralized loan at that amount. They need repo. The repo means all the bigger banks hold. Basically, repo means that a bank will hold some of your risk, and the banks can shift risk around depending on how much loans they each have out. And so when a bank brings back a loan, it can actually loan out another bank some of its liquidity, while that bank's in basically in heavy risk. And then there's a percentage that they all loan each other. It's called the repo market. This works behind the scenes of the banking system. This actually is internalizing what's happening. Now, the repo system always collapsed like 2 Septembers ago, and nobody talks about it. That was the key, man, and nobody really wanted to pay attention. So they got you looking at interest rates. They got you looking at all the stuff, Jerome Powell, and they refused to even tell you about the repo. You don't even know about the repo rate, right? Yeah, he did. Yeah. No, but so, the whole point is there's still money from behind your scenes without even printing money. They're procreating funds in the open market system where they're auctioning off America's debt, and then the Federal Reserve is buying bonds from the government with a zero balance sheet. How the heck do you buy a bond when you don't have any money? What happens when you buy $1 billion bond with no money? You put $1 billion into circulation with no backing. That's inflation. They don't even have to print money to create inflation, my friends. They're already doing it. Then they fractional reserve lended your money at the bank. You put $10 down, they can lend out 90% of it.
There's multiple instruments. I don't think they may not even have to have 10%. They might have to have 1 or 2%. Like, it's crazy. Never mind the derivatives market and all the instruments that are derived off derivations and don't even exist. And there's trillions of dollars. Man, it's a greedy, greedy place. So do your thing one step at a time, my friends. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, see, Bitcoin back to 87,000. It just spiked up to 88.8 though out of nowhere on a crazy move. Nuts, right? But again, let this thing play out. Let it play out. Wow, look, it just went up and down $1,000. People just got wrecked chasing. Do not chase these moves. Someone saw that green candle, got super excited. I bet you someone here on this channel saw that green candle, got excited, and they just got liquidated. You know. I use turn signals on the toilet, man. You don't even know. Yeah, Sam's the type of guy that uses turn signals while he's sitting on the toilet, 100%. I can do these better than you, man. I'm better at your own jokes, bro. Yeah, like I am. I think you're funny, but I think I'm funnier. I got more, you know, hey, I got more practice in front of the crowd. Hey, I would nearly like a master class to understand the repo system. It's something new to me. Thank you so much, Sam. Learned so much from you. You know, you don't need a master class. All you need is Grok. All right, go to Grok. What is the repo system? You know what I mean? Say, what is the repo system? And I ask what it is. You see what I'm saying? And you'll find out. Got to have magic computers that can create and send digital fiat money out of air. Yeah, Sam, you would be a fantastic financial advisor. You're awesome. Hey, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. I did it for myself. I'm my own financial advisor. Thank the Lord. I don't need to hire one. I got myself pretty good without ever hiring. Look, I never had to hire a financial advisor like 90% of the people in the world. They make their money and then they go to a financial advisor. Get a life. I would never give another man my money when I have this brain on me, man. Why would I give a guy with less brains than me my money? Not happening. Not happening. Yeah, Top G, Sammy, Cup and Handy. Shout out to Brave. Shout out to Eric Gonzalez. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for being here. So, yeah, we looked at this concept and this idea. We could see Bitcoin was going to stutter step a little bit. 87,800 is beautiful. And again, we're just waiting on that 1 hour to make some type of flag, the 15-minute. You know, just watch how we do. But I see sideways price action as we catch up to our 21s. The daily's still a pretty nice concept. Let's take a look at the daily for a split second here. Look at that trade, baby. And all you had to do was when we got above the 200 MA, open up along with the stop below that wick right there. This was a simple way to trade. And then we got above the point of control. I teach my students this all the time. I tell them it's not a coincidence when you get above a POC, the red line on the VRVP, and the 200 MA. So by using the VRVP and moving averages, you can be a G. You can literally be a whiz, a whizzinator. You ever use the whizzinator? I bought the wrong color. I'm just joking. Yes, financial advisors would be buying Bitcoin here instead of alts. Funny. Let's split second. Look at the daily. Waiting for funding countdown to be over. Pump it higher, lifer. Send it higher. I love you, man. You people are the best. Amen. Is that a shooting star on the daily? No, it's not. Yeah. I don't think a lot of people have no idea what they're saying. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. So the idea is you could even long right now with a stop below the 200 MA and let it rip. Because the closer you are to the 200 MA, the better chance you are of getting paid. The further you are away, the better chance you should be of selling. So look, we're way away from the 200. You sold right there. You would have been in the money. You buy when you're on the 200. Very similar to the 21-day moving average. That's why I purchased an entire Bitcoin at 84,000. I'm in a huge trade right now. I mean, I'm in an $84,000 trade. I put Bitcoin in, I'm up almost $4,000 now on that, right? You can see. So again, I put my money where I bought that Bitcoin, man. When I did it, it was last Saturday. If you remember, it was a week ago now, a week and a day ago, a week and 2 days ago. It's been a while. So I'm covered, man. I put in a boatload of my net worth in at the right time. I did it
here. I did it whenever I see the fear and greed index low and wherever near the 21-day moving average and whenever the daily shows like it's going to get above a 200 and get a big pump. I mean, there's usually a huge pump there. We may make some type of right shoulder here. So there you could enter a trade right now with a stop below these areas. I just think, in my humble opinion, I believe there's going to be some better prices on the smaller time frames. But if they flag out, no. This is it. These are going to be some of the lowest prices, 88,000, before we continue to move further up to the point of control at 96,800. Crucial times for Bitcoin as we stuck to our guns and continued to long no matter what happened, and we made it through. A lot of people got pushed out this market. They got liquidated. They had no funds to trade. I didn't do that. I continued to keep my head about me, and all of us kept our wits about us, and we continued to make those gains. Shout out to everybody here on the group. We love you. We appreciate you. Anyone that signs up to CryptoLifer.com, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you want to get in, people are like, how do I get in? How do I? You would have made gains with me because you would have known about the trade last night. Go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more. All right, hit the link. Boom. It brings you to the awesome website that we just created. And you can sign up to a basic, a popular, or an annual. A monthly, a quarter, or an annual. This is the most popular, is a 3-month, $270 subscription to my services 24/7. I am here constantly. I sleep 6 hours. I'm always grinding. Honestly, there's a chance that Bitcoin does continue to pump here. That these are the lows. The flag starts here at the bottom. We could even make an uptrending flag, and like the flag could basically start trending upwards. When you're really bullish, you make uptrending flags. And so that would be that you would trend up and then continue to pop 6 hours from now into the, 88,000 is holding pretty nice for BTC. I'll tell you that. And I still got that Sol trade open just for kicks and giggles there. $87.88 though. So yeah, I want to see the smaller time frames flag out. I'd like to see the daily get back above resistance at 91,000 too as well. So I apologize. I wish I could live trade right out in front of you. I just, I've already ate a pretty fat gain, and I don't feel the need to give back anything, and I don't see anything calling my name just yet. Just yet. Let's get into the altcoins, have some fun, because if Bitcoin is going to release, the altcoins are going to start to rip. Tonight might be altcoin night, baby. And it might be time to start buying some of these alts. Fartcoin up 98% of the week. I mean, that doesn't tell you something. Pepe up 11%. All right. Mantra DAO, the OG that really never loses it, is up 5% in 24 hours. Doge back to 18. Pepe, 11%. Story is 569. We'll look at that because Story's been fun to trade and it's been holding above 5. Apto's been on my radar. Maker DAO, all right. So you can see 8%, 5%, 4%, 10%. A nice bounce in these altcoins. Pretty awesome. Let's go to Crypto Bubbles. That got Banter Bubble stole it. How do you steal someone's bubbles, man? How do you do that? They got no morals, right? Saros, AP13, nil. Maybe they let you do it. Can I call it Lifer Bubbles and just steal the concept? Saros up 5%. API3, that actually had a nice pump at NIL. We went over that. Remember Nilion? We went over that the other day. A new coin that was coming out. And in the last day, Giga Chad's up, Saros, Mog, ANKR. And in the last week, look, we've had some nice movement in these altcoins. 100% in API3. And I own this coin, so it was nice to see that pump to the upside. Dang, I'm getting some hiccups. MPLX, I own that one too. Nice to see that do some damage. Saros up 332% in the month. Saros. NQ likely to bounce, you see, on the weekly off the hidden bullish divergence. 618 golden pocket. That's accumulation time, baby, for its next big move to the upside. And thank you for everyone that shows up to the stream and makes the stream happen. 2,038 people here on the live. 798 likes. There's a lot of people who want 2,000 people on their live, but they don't want to put in the work. 5 years straight, I put in the work to get here every single day without a day off. Can you believe that? That's insanity. 4 years since 2021 without a day off, not one. Who does that? Like, that's sick. Like, that work ethic is insanity. Like, you're gonna get somewhere you do something like that. Like, you'll be remembered in history doing stuff like that. People will be like, that was the guy that did 4 years straight. Like, come on now. Like, you want to start a legacy, you want to be remembered, do something that most people have never done before. That's how you get it. That's how you get it. Wow, so BTC, man. A good day to be alive, and not much more I can say about Bitcoin. I've said it till I'm blue in the face. And then we can see what coins are being visited again. It's Redstone, Heroes of Mavia, same as yesterday. Solana, baby, back to 142, man. Thank gosh. I still hold my Solana. Arkham, Story, Hyperliquid, Scroll, Bounce, the Somia Network. I definitely want you to look that up. ARCX, I never heard of it. Elusive, a new one. Bubble Maps. SWE back to 240, and I believe SWE was a buy down near $2 anytime we could get it there. Never even really cracked $2. Nilion. See, there's Nil. We went over it yesterday. Nilion. And Plume, which has been hot, up 18%. Rebor on the radar too as well. Yep, and they got it on Mexi. I just want to take a look here. Wow, up 600%. Let's take a look at Nil. And so once Bitcoin comes back, new coins are coming out, new tokens. It's right back to altcoin season again, like you wouldn't believe. It'll come back so fast. Your coins will come back fast, baby. I've been through it. People don't realize it. Look, this thing got beat down, but now it may start its move. And if Bitcoin's hot, it gets the whole market frothy, man. Look for this to pump up to the 200-day moving average. I've seen this many times. I wouldn't be surprised. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. Extremely high risk because it's new. And it could be in a bear flag that dumps further down, right? But, man, that's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if that thing pumps up to 75. 5 cents on 70. Yeah, watch Nil for that move. Again, it's high risk. I probably wouldn't trade it just because why put yourself in heavy risk like that? All right. Vision Games, 28%. I mean, you have a lot of coins. 20%, ID, ANKR. You know, coins are responding. We're getting the pumps here from the lows. Everyone's like, hey, I'm done. Let's take a look at the total market cap in all of the cryptocurrencies, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. We'll also look at others. And look at that, baby. We got above a key level. We really did. So, and we have this idea that we're in this inverted head and shoulder, right? This one here, see? Make a little right shoulder. So we came right there. Look, and we punched through the 200 MA there too. To me, it's all about this now. See how we're on the daily? It's all about the 21 creeping up, the daily making a couple flags, maybe even makes it up here like so. 21 touches and we're gone. And then it's alt season, man. And we technically broke through the resistance too. Let's take a look here at how steep it was. This is the total market cap of all the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Look at that. I mean, you just cracked the trend line for sure. I feel like you did it there too, and then you came back inside. But if you want to be extra about it, I mean, we cracked that. One crack can create a huge move. Go back and backtest this idea. It's so similar that when you crack this, see how that was a trend line? The second a candle lost this trend line, it was the move down. Just like that's the crack, that's the move up. Same idea. Like you lose this trend line, you dump. You gain the trend line, you pump. Ready to rock. Everybody, please, I want to see you at Bitcoin Las Vegas. I really do. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to go out of my way to go there. So sign up to Bitcoin Las Vegas. I think I fly in on the 27th. I fly out the 30th in the morning. So I'm really going to be there just the 28th and the 29th. Just 2 quick days, man. I don't like to be away from my family too long, honestly. A couple days, I'm in and out. I always used to fly in. See, normally, all the other times in Bitcoin, I did this. I did a 5-day trip. I flew in on the 26th. So I could be all ready to go on the 27th. And then I would go to the concert. And I did this twice now, and no one was there the first day. The first day was like the setup. People just getting there, getting their stuff together, but nobody was doing anything. Maybe this year will change and I'll be like, dang, I missed the best day ever. But I'm just going to do the 28th to the 29th. That's it. And then I'm out on Saturday. Or whatever day that is. I don't even know. I think it's Sunday, whatever day it is. But we got, you know, and it's not easy for me to fly everyone. I got to get I got to get equipment. I got to get set up. I have to have a backup plan, studios. When I travel, it's a headache in a way, but I just, you know, I've done it enough now that I make it through. But I greatly appreciate if you go to Bitcoin Las Vegas. I'd like to see you there. I want to meet all of you people. I want to take you to dinner. I want to have some fun. So show up, baby. Come on. Meet your tribe. Meet the lifers and have a blast. Again, I get a tiny commission from it. I really don't. It's not that big of a deal. It's more of I want you, you know, sign up under my link. Show them that we're powerful and strong. And show up, man. Bitcoin Las Vegas, baby. I can't wait. It's right there. It's right there. Bitcoin Vegas, baby. Don't sleep. All right. Are there altcoins to trade today? Is there going to be some love? Let's find out. You never know. There could be love at all times. All right. Bitcoin back at 84,000 is so awesome. And that strong $84,000 pull, man, it just at 88,000, it doesn't want to lose 88K. I'm on BITUNIX now. I mean, there is some action now. There's a lot of volume going on them. A lot of volatility. It is Monday morning. It's putting in the support and resistance flip right there. You see that? That looks like it's going to pump, man. Head all the way to 89,000. And that's another thing about buying a whole Bitcoin at 84K. It's like when you don't have to be in a leverage trade. You see what I'm saying? Like that's a trade right there. You know what I mean? Everyone else leverage trades. Like everyone else would have put 20K in at 4x leverage and showed you their big leverage gains. I can't do that. I squirreled away the Bitcoin, right? You see what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I can't show you the leverage gains, but I can show you that I bought Bitcoin, right? And I still hold the BTC, no BS, on the balance sheet, right? 88,100. I mean, that target takes you to 89. If this keeps disappearing, you don't like that, go to the settings, go to your style, hit always show stats, and it will stay on the board. I mean, pretty good idea that could pump. That's buying the breakout, something I usually don't do, but I'm like, having fun today, man. 359 for 86 bucks. That thing could rip. I like to get in there when we're low before the pump, as you know. But that's bullish, man. That's bullish. And some days the euphoria gets to me a little bit. Like I'm hype right now. I mean, I woke up on a Monday morning up huge. It's just awesome. $4,000 a day. I mean, you could buy this. Anyway, I don't mean to be rude. I'm sorry. I'm new to money, man. I wasn't a multimillionaire 5 years ago, 6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's new to me, man. I'm sure I'll get used to it, but falling wedge break back to the upside. Can we head to 89,331? Very possible. Very possible. We could double top too. But that's a nice little bull flag there. And Bitcoin just continuing to take names and kick butt. Let's take a look at what BOOKMAP is showing us. BOOKMAP says it rips to 88.7. See? I mean, that tells you that's where you're going. I mean, look at that. They're going to liquidate the shorts and they're going to liquidate them bad. So if you were short, you know how many people got liquidated when we won? Well, I think most of the market was probably short. They all got liquidated. They were in fear. And they got shredded. We got to trade with the smart money, baby. You can't trade with the dumb money, man. Look, this likely going to the upside. Look at BOOKMAP. Look at that. 88,190, and you can see all the liquidations say it goes to 88,700. So again, BOOKMAP suggests we go to 88.7 pretty fast. Looks like I'll win that scalp.
to the upside, but you never know. But that looks very, very bullish. So key concepts for Bitcoin. You know, we talked about getting into SWE on the low. We showed you what coins mattered. Again, you got to look at things on the 3-day chart when they get hairy, and you got to zoom out to the bigger time frames. This was a buy there at $2, $2.20, and I was buying SWE. I showed you when I did it, and this thing had already pumped up to 240, and now it's breaching that trend line. Just that very breach could be the beginning of a massive move. And you look at the 3-day chart, you're very oversold in the 3-day chart. I mean, this is the buy zone. It had hidden bullish divergence. The price action was swinging up. That's an uptrend on price action, while you have a downtrend on the RSI. Hidden bullish divergence. I've trusted it with my life, man, many, many times, and it's paid off many, many times. Like, I put my life savings in on this thing, and it's paid off for me. So look at Bitcoin about to crush these shorts. I see a move up to 88,700 sooner than later. I could be wrong. The 1 hour is a little extended. You know, you're at the extended moment where the trade is already kind of pumped, and then you have shorts bewildered. People have no idea what's happening. But if you listen to the lifer concepts, you would be in the gains right now. All right. Bears are quiet today. Yeah, where are the Bears at? Yeah. Not a single YouTuber wants to address this pump in light of the stochastics of the 2-week, 1-month chart. Watch this. I'm going to show you something that you didn't know. Watch this. I'm going to blow your mind. This is what I learned. Traders get good, and they think they get good, and they start learning the stochastics on the bigger time frames, and they think they got it all figured out, right? So watch. This man just said, everyone talking about the pump, but they're not looking at the stochastics on the 2-week or the 1-month chart. You're incorrect, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you the anomalies in this process that's going to blow your mind. All right. So here, we'll go to the 2-week chart, right? See the stochastics on the 2-week? They're in a great place to bend back and pump to the upside. So they're in a really good spot. Like, they could bend right back up and pump. Like, there's no, you know, they'll bend with supportive resistance. When this starts to pump, those 2-week charts will bend. So that's right off the bat, doesn't mean anything at all. Remember, here we were here. Look, when this pump started, look how high we were. We were right here and starting to curve down. Someone said that was bearish, but we were ripping. So your 2-week stochastic idea really means nil. And then you said the 1 month. All right. To do this, get rid of all these ones. All right. And look at the stochastics only. Pretty big as you can look at it. That's pretty good. Now look. Monthly is pushing to the downside on the stochastics RSI, saying that we're about to have a massive dump down, right? It doesn't look great. But what you don't understand is this could turn at any moment. All right? Just like right here. This turned it right up to the upside. All right? And you can look, let's look back at what Bitcoin was doing there. It did a small bounce, but that was in what, 2014? I'll give it to you. That doesn't look amazing on the monthly Stokes. You know, it could say, you know, but at the same time, it's support and resistance. People don't realize that stochastics can bend to support and resistance. And like, you kind of almost came to a monthly support. You came pretty close to the monthly wick there. And monthly doesn't always really hit support. And now you got tweezer bottoms on the monthly beginning to form. That's a bullish sign. Now, if this monthly candle closes red, I'll change my tune, right? We have 7 days and 9 hours so far. It looks like March will close green, but we never know. And this could easily bend halfway. It does not, you know, this could bend like this. And you'd be on a massive tear to the upside again. Right there, we bent halfway through. We didn't have to go all the way down, you see? And you would have said, oh, we're going to go. You would have said the same thing right here, right? You would have said, oh, bearish. Look at the monthly stochastics. We're on the way down. And that was actually a beautiful buy zone, right? So I don't know what to tell you. Oh, you can also put your buys in. I never do that yet. Again, the monthly on Bitcoin doesn't have a lot of time to really backtest it. I'll give it to you, though. It is pointing down. It's not in the greatest spot ever. All right. But it is an anomaly, and it's something you want to play with. Like, look at the 3-month chart. It's ready to rock. So what are you going to say about that? Like, the 3-month chart's ready to pump. It's in really good, you know, every time the 3 months been there, we've had a massive move. This says that we got months to pumping.
So it's like you could play with the, that's why you got to look at this all different ways. I scalp atomically like sand price philosophies and hypotheses can't define how we be dropping these mockeries, traded, performed on robbery, flee with Bitcoin, possibly a spot of fee. Bang! Yeah, I love that track. He's inspected day. He's on top of, he's stuck to the building, right? I can conceptualize where he is when he hits that rhyme. Okay, so altcoins are getting start to bounce. I'm going to start taking a look at some altcoins that got me going. I don't think it's time to do a big time long for Bitcoin yet. Maybe a small scalp like I showed you, but nothing crazy. XRP getting ETFs. XRP beating the SEC. XRP being the talk of the town. Is XRP going to be continue to pump? Again, it all follows Bitcoin strategies, but look at the tightness here for XRP. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Look at this kind of shoulder, head, bit of a right shoulder here, right? RSI is not too bad. Stochastics are play in a good spot. MACD has a cross about to happen with greenery. Looks like XRP may be getting a big move here to the upside. Tight moving averages. The 200-day above the 200-day very well. That suggests a move is coming. I see XRP headed to $5.26 somewhere by May of 2025. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I see happening for XRP. All right. Remember, False Move Monday. We usually don't trade live on Mondays. It's something I usually do not do. I already did trade live on the stream, though. You saw me getting out of trades that I made right before. Right? I think I opened them. I opened those trades during the countdown. Yeah. So during the countdown, I opened up those trades. I closed them. So I did trade live. Yeah. We did do live trading today. Shout out to the 2,062 beautiful souls, 887 likes. Dear Lord, thank you so much for those 887 beautiful souls that love their karmatic reaction. Hit that like button. It's going to come back to them tenfold. Very nice of them with that good energy, good vibes. Good vibes come back to you 110%, 10 times actually, 1,000%, man, when you give those good vibes. So spread as many good vibes as you can. They will come back to you. Wu-Tang is for the children and God is for the babies. Amen. No, Wu-Tang is for the babies and God is for the children. I remember him saying that. Something like that. All right. So there was a few other altcoins that I'm actually very interested in, and I want to take a look at them. One is AITECH. I hold a big old bag of this. It's a long-term accumulation hold. AITECH, baby. Solidus AITECH. Man, it looks horrible on the 3-month chart, right? Just pain. I got like dust in my nose for some reason. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta turn off this fan. I use the fan a lot. I think it accumulates dust, and then when it's on, it sprays dust in my face, in my nose, man. Jeez Louise. All right, so we're back above the 1 hour 200 MA. And we had a nice pump for a lot of little coins. See, a lot of little coins got back. They said enough is enough. They bottomed and they've been bouncing slowly as Bitcoin's been kind of sideways on the lows, right? Look at the 15-minute here touching the 21-day moving average. And again, because I didn't panic sell my altcoins, I still got a huge bag of altcoins. A huge bag of them. And when they rip again, I'm going to get paid. So it's going to take patience. It took a lot longer than I thought. There was days of pain. And I definitely was like, man. But, I walked away. I took a deep breath. I took walks. I told myself that I hadn't hit my goals yet. And that it wasn't where I was planning on selling. And so I had to stick to the plan. That wasn't the plan. I got to stick to the plan. The plan was not to panic sell, so I couldn't do that either. All right. AITECH back to 3.4. If this could bounce and get tight inside the channel, there's a good chance it can happen. And we're going to start. Altcoins are going to be everywhere, man. There's going to be altcoin after altcoin. Delicium, AGI tends to move with AITECH and all the AI coins as well. I don't like how that's kind of like it's like a shoulder, head, right shoulder, but it did make a flag. I'd like to see if it can kind of make a flag this way and then continue to pump. AGI, Delicium. But once the whole market gets back above their 4 hour, their daily 200 MAs, that's when they start to pump, and they pump hard. Let's take a look at OTHERS.D. This is all the altcoins excluding Bitcoin Ethereum in the top 10 altcoins, right? So it's a little more of what's happening on the smaller side of these altcoins. We're going to delete everything and take a look at the weekly. So this is struggling a little more. Didn't get the bounce as well, right? Because, you know, people aren't ready to go into the smaller altcoins yet. They're going to get into the bigger altcoins first. So total 3 is going to get a little more love. You're below the 200 MA on the weekly, which is a bear sign. Bitcoin got above the weekly 200 MA like, I don't know, like 10 or 12 months ago. You see what I'm saying? But that tells you how much potential these altcoins have. They haven't even gone on the run. Bitcoin's gone on, not even close. They still have so much more to do and so much more to see and so many places to pump, right? Funny, they don't look that bullish right now, I'll tell you that. That almost looks more like it's in a bear flag. It's going to have to Bart Simpson its way right out of here back to the upside, to be honest. So others doesn't look as hot as I thought it would. I thought we'd see some more bear flag, bull flag type of stuff here. The key is let it get back above 8.29 and get the bump back to the upside. And this is others' dominance. This is how much percentage that these little altcoins have in dominance. And once they start to rip, they'll get more dominance, right? But right now, it's still Bitcoin season. Still Bitcoin season. 87,900 for Bitcoin. I didn't expect a lot of love there. Let's take a look at that trade. Down 42 beans. And yeah, now, again, every once in a while, the small time frames get me a little caught, but at the end of the day, it's just let the 1 hour come back to the 21-day moving average. Walk away for 6 hours. I know it's hard. I know it's not easy. You just walk away for 6 hours. You come back, and the trade will be ready for us. Everyone else can't understand this concept. They have to be in all day long. Mondays from 12 to 6 is usually a bike ride time for me. I scan altcoins. You know what I mean? That's like a good time for me to rest my brain, right? Because I know the market's way better so many other times. Why trade the worst time? I don't do that. I give myself back those hours so I can put more into the time when the chart's hot, right? I could be there Monday night until 11 to 2 in the morning. I mean, that's when the market rips. And I love these people that say, you know, wake up at 4 a.m. and stuff. Billionaires wake up at 4 a.m. Like that corny video, that guy with putting his face in the Saratoga water, man. Come on, man. Are you a woman? Like that guy, like what happened? When did men become complete women and not even know that they look like women? Like he's putting his little socks on. Like we all saw it, right? It was insane. It went viral like, on Twitter, right? He's literally pouring Saratoga into a bowl. Like, come on, man. Like Saratoga into a bowl and then putting his face in the ice cubes. Like, whatever. I shouldn't care. God bless him. He's doing all the right things for himself. My wife thought it was funny. She said, if you look at the journal, he says writing in his journal, he says there's one page. He only written the first page for the video. He's never written the journal in his life. It's so funny. Like, who here saw that video, man? Who saw that video, though? Who saw that video, right? Right. You still think 170, that guy going crazy viral. I know, right? Everybody saw that video. You know what the thing is? He didn't go that viral, though. Why? I didn't follow him. I don't know who he is. I didn't want to know. I was like, I clicked away as soon as I could when the video was done. Like, so it's like I don't know the guy's name and I don't want to know it, right? So it didn't really, he'll just be known as being that one dude that went viral that day, but nobody cared. You know what I mean? I never sell Bitcoin, man. When I buy Bitcoin, I rarely sell it. Yeah. Maybe this one I'll swing trade, but it's very rare. The odds are very low. Yeah. And again, I love MEXC.com. MEXC.com is the place. If you go to MEXC, man, it's got the lowest fees of any single exchange in the game. They're the best, man. Look at that. 0% or 0.1 taker fee, and no one does it better. Nobody. Like, it's insane. I mean, nobody does it better than that. 0.1%. And if you hold MEXC tokens, hold 500 MEXC tokens, enjoy 500 off. And that token, I think that's like $1,000 or something. The MEXC token's like $270, maybe $1,500 in MEXC tokens, and get another 25% off. So no one else is going to do 0.25%. Nobody. Right? And if you're scared, you're nervous, have no fear. All right? You can see spot, high quality on MEXC. They got good spot. Right? And you show, I hold funds on MEXC.
320, So there you have it, man, right? Look, today's P&L, $14,000. Imagine making $14,000 a day. I try not to show all the money I make a day because I think it's rude. I don't want to be rude to people. I don't want people to be pissed, all right? Not everybody's going to be happy for your success. That's what I learned. It's the hard way. Honestly, look, this trade's still open, and I may add to it. I don't know what's going to happen, but man, small time frames just keep looking a little more bullish than they should be. And I tell you what, this is where my concept gets hairy, because the big time frames in and out, fine, boom. But then some days the small time frames can pump, even though the big time frames look exhausted. Sometimes you can get caught up chasing the small time frames, and you shouldn't, because the big time frames are exhausted, but you shouldn't be trading them, right? And some days I get rewarded for trading the small time frames, and some days I get slammed. So what I've learned now, the old me would put too much on these and then lose some of the gains from earlier. So now I go really hard on the big time frames, and then I just trade the small time frames lighter. You see? That way, if I get the ending concept, it's a win, but I don't give back the gains from before. Because I'm like you, I FOMO too. I still want to, let me get that pump, baby. We get to 89.8. I want to be a part of it. And there's a chance that we could. Look, there's a bit of a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. That's a cup and handle there. You see the cup and handle? Savvy, cup and handy. I don't know what's going to happen. I always said I have no idea where Bitcoin's going. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I have not a clue where Bitcoin's going to go. All right? I just know how to trade it when I see the probabilities, right? When it gives me the concepts and the ideas, I know what to do. That's the key. That could still trade out. It's like an ascending cup and handle. There's your cup that's moving up, and then your handle. It's calling my name, and then BOOKMAP suggests that we are going to liquidate up to 88,007 and beyond. Up to 89,000, and then we're so close to 90K. Man. Just do partial close targets, yeah. Surround yourself with like-minded men. Shout out to my man. God bless you, brother. And if you join my trading group, you're going to be surrounded by like-minded people, men and women. Yeah. To use MEXC, must use a V. Yeah, exactly. Just tell us and we could deal with it. Amen. That's a bull pennant and not a cup and handle. No. Don't tell me, man. You have no idea what you're talking about. Don't tell me what it is. I call these ascending cup and handles. I make this up. I don't trade what everyone else trades. I made this up on my own. That's an ascending cup and handle with a higher handle. All right. He said it's a bull pennant. No, not a bull pennant. I'll show you a bull pennant when we get one. That ain't no bull pennant. I'll tell you that right now. Let's take a look at CRV. Gave some, a bunch of cool concepts and ideas and trades today too that are likely going to play out. All right. So look, CRV, Curve Finance, they had some funny business go on 5, 6, 7, 8 months ago. Remember, the guy had to borrow tons of money, but he saved them. They almost got liquidated, all craziness. But once Curve breaks the daily 2 MA, it's gone, baby, gone. And then it has the bullish divergence. So you got bullish div. It tells you that these are your chances to buy one last time before this thing moons and goes to 149. I'm not going to buy it. I think there's other coins out there, but Curve looks interesting to me. And that's where I buy things. You're not overbuying the top, right? So you can't chase the top. Definitely buying the bottoms at this present moment in time. Bitcoin back to 88,000, getting bullish. Onward and upward, amen, brother. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I think we're going to 150K later this year. Shout out to Paul Boyle. God bless you, man. Spamming won't get you seen. It'll get you timed out 100%. Yeah. What Cardano looking like, Sammy? We got Tino. T-A-No. You're funny. You got Tano. T-A, right? Well, let's take a look at the fan funding here and see what people are saying in the super chats. We got Red West Gold with the $5 super chat. Thank you. We got Blockchain Don. Thank you for being unapologetic and consistent. Amen. I love you for that. I really like that. When you sell that Bitcoin, what's your profit? I probably will never sell that Bitcoin. I'll hand it to my daughter and she can figure out what to do with it. Can you do TA on BBT on MEXC, please? And I think that was the bubble. Let's look at BBT, baby boom token.
I mean, the last few days, it's been pumping hard. Okay. And then you want to say, hey, the daily still looks good and the 1 hour's in a bit of a flag. That's an ascending triangle. I'd be very careful. I don't know anything about this coin. I don't think I'm going to touch it. But it does say it can get to 26 cents from 16. And that's a bit of a move. I would be very careful of that stop loss somewhere below 12.6. This thing may very well pump. At tight moving averages, you're on the 21. There's a high volume node there. You got some legs in the stochastics, lack of bearish momentum in the MACD. I mean, yeah. You may be onto something with BBT, man. God bless you. Thank you for that. Curve Dow. We looked at Curve. Thank you. Can you look at HNT? Reliable J. Shout out to Reliable J, Sean Z, and all my people that are giving super chats here. Let's take a look at HNT. HNT, which is Helium, right? Helium Mobile, or Helium, yeah. Mobile is Helium Mobile, Helium Network. You know, Helium was hot until it wasn't. I never bought into the idea and the concept. And everyone was like, I'm going to get my Helium miners. And I don't know. It was cool for a while. Some people made some gains on it, but I don't know, man. Then the network got saturated too at one point, I felt like. Meaning, like, if someone was near you, they could have beaten you with way more antennas than you, and then you got the bullish divergence. You're in the flag. You got to break back above key resistance, though, at 366. I don't know if every coin's going to rip upski to the upski. Yeah, you're above the 200 MA. The volume is just horrible. As you can see, the candle bodies can barely complete a full session of trading. But, you know, the idea is there's your 21. It crossed, golden cross. And, yeah, it looks like you're going to continue to pump. Again, if Bitcoin saves the day, all the altcoins are going to revisit. They're going to go right back in, and people are going to bounce back in. So people that panic sold are going to panic buy, and they're going to get right back in the market. Appreciate you, Sam. Threshold, please. Holding for now. Threshold. Threshold for the US dollar on Coinbase. Let's take a look at that. I mean, this thing came all the way back down to its bottoms, and now it's like bottom beat, right? I don't know what to tell you. Holding this sounds like it would be depressing. Again, can you get above the 200 MA on the smaller time frames? That's how it begins. You'll get above your 1 hour, then your 4 hour, then your 8 hour, then your 12 hour, and you'll begin to grow. Look for this to break above the 1 hour 200 MA and actually get some footing. Looks like it's doing it right now, actually. Yeah, there it is. There's the flag above the 200 MA. Almost touched the 21. Didn't get close enough, but got a pump regardless. Bang. And this Bitcoin surge has a lot of altcoins excited. Looks like this could head back up to 0.17. I wouldn't trade it, though. It's not my cup of tea. Man, I got these, like, dust particles, like, near my nose. I did shave, too. With maybe, like, my mustache was blocking it. Making gains with the lifer, up 150% in a week. I broke my hand, lost my job, lost my dad in the same week. Been on here coping with the lifer. Man. Check Cass, 4 hour, please. Love you, brother. Shout out to Wayne Moore. God bless you, Wayne Moore. We love you, man. And I'm so sorry you lost your dad and you broke your hand in the same week, man. God bless you, man. Losing my dad was one of the toughest days of my life. I miss him every day. I think about him all the time. He was a strong man. He knew me so well. He was my dad, man. He was my dad. You know, now God is my father, and I'm here for all you other men out there. You can look up to me. I will be a good mentor for all the young men out there in the world. I'll teach you not to drink. I'll teach you to work hard. I'll teach you to get married early, have many kids as you can, start a beautiful family, farm organically, get yourself a farm, get yourself some goats, get yourself some chickens. These are all, you know, and then learn how to trade from the house so you can make gains from your house and be self-sustainable. I really believe that is the way. Become self-sustainable. No boss. Make money your own way. Start your own companies. Create your own products. Creatively find your way to become entrepreneurial and make it happen. That's who I'll create. I'm going to create many, many men like that throughout the world. That's my plan, my goal, my legacy, man. And you could be one of them. I hope it's you. Could you please have a look at Arbitrum? We'll take a look at Arbitrum and Caspa on the 4 hour time frame. Let's take a look at CAS, USDT. Everything should get a bounce with this Bitcoin resurgence. It should kind of give some love back to these altcoins. So, I mean, CAS went to a low of 5 cents. Like, so sad, right? It did bounce back, though. Thank the heavens. I guess back to 79, but barely. And now we're watching this ascending triangle for Caspa. Pretty bullish sign, though. I like it. I like it a lot. Just let it bounce and consolidate, and just I don't see why that's not. And that's a trade I would trade, see? Caspa has a lot of volume. Caspa's not at its bottom. It's actually bounced off the bottom already and made multiple higher lows with tight moving averages. Caspa has shown that it wants to get away from the 1 hour 200 MA, which is a key sign of resilience. And again, I would put the stop there, even though it's a 2.52 risk reward ratio. I would have to shave that. I would have to shave that. And then we look at the price label here, price note. Honestly, that's something I'll put out to the group. That looks interesting to me. And I hold Caspa, but it doesn't matter if someone trades it long. I'm not trying to create volume. To me, that's just one of the only setups that looks good compared to the rest of them. All right. Don't forget, I teach class the last Saturday of every single month. Everybody, we've been promoting it every day this entire month. $150 for this class. It's 3 hours, 9 a.m. to 12. It'll be this Saturday. So I will teach class this Saturday, the 29th. So jump on in on the 29th. I finally teach class again. I feel like I just did it. The month goes by so fast. Unbelievable. Life revision trading course. I can't wait to see you there. All right. Caspa, baby, another altcoin. So what we do here on the channel is we stay on Bitcoin for about 40 minutes at the beginning of the stream. We find concepts, ideas, we live trade it, we get in, get out, you see what happens. And then around 11:15, 11:20, I get into the super chats that have been accumulating throughout the stream, and we go into all the altcoins that people talk about. We have a blast, and we break down if there's altcoins to be had. And that's when we do all your super chats and have some fun. And that's kind of how the show goes every single day. So just wanted to let you know if you're new to the channel. Shout out to all the new people here on the channel. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I'm very grateful for everyone that comes onto this channel and gets the knowledge with the lifer. May God bless you all for hanging out. Almost 1,000 likes. I greatly appreciate that. Let's get it 969. Let's get to 1,000 likes on the live, baby. Let's go. Let's go. And BOOKMAP suggesting we do liquidate. 88,000 still holding. Trade on BITUNIX is we're still long here. And honestly, I'm about to add to the trade here. Yeah. I'm going to trade this flag, this like ascending cup and handle. See it? It looks like it's going to get busy, baby. I'm long. 129 now for 500. Add another 500 to my $3,000 day. I'll take it. I will take it. I will continue to take whatever the market gives me. Rip ski to the up ski for sure ski. Let's go, baby. Follow me at Twitter at CryptoLifer33. I appreciate it. We are starting to blow up. Thank you so much. Shout out to all the lovers and all the haters, everyone out there. But on our way to 38,000, 40,000 followers and more. And I'm putting out concepts all the time. How I called the bottom on the NASDAQ. Even my bot, and how, the bot's crazy. Watch this video, man. I got 8,000 views. You should get way more. Should Nancy Pelosi really run for another term? Should she really file at 84 years old? Like, she should just go live her life, man. I guess she loves it. It's what she loves to do. But man, doesn't she want to just like go hang out and like not have to sit there all day? I mean, maybe she sits at her house all day anyway. It must be so easy. There's no reason not to do it. I don't know, man. It's crazy. God bless everyone that follows me. I greatly appreciate that. And you're amazing. And remember, every day is a day to charge your growth and progression by fully committing to the belief that you are the opportunity. Remember, you are the opportunity. You are the opportunity. So Caspa looks interesting to me for sure. Can you please have a look at Arbitrum? Yeah.
And Caspa, we looked at Threshold and Arbitrum. I think I forgot one. I want to make sure I'm not. H&T, Curve, Threshold, Caspa, and Arbitrum. And let's celebrate the first super chat on a live stream by Gunner67. God bless you, Gunner. Thank you for jumping on in. We appreciate you. $4.99 on the pound. That's my friend's son's name. Gunner, baby. Gunner. Making games with the lifer. I love that, man. So we looked at Caspa. Let's take a look at Arbitrum and see what's happening with Arbitrum. Arbitrum. You get to use the Boston accent there with Arbitrum. Babe, I did it. It doesn't matter. I played a cop. I played a fireman. I can do this, babe. It doesn't matter. I'm Marky Wahlberg, and I approve this message. Let's take a look at Arbitrum here on MEXC. Wow, nice pump for Arbitrum. Huge move. And again, the DeFi protocols are going to start moving soon. People are going to, the whales start throwing millions and billions and $100,000 in, and they start playing around. Look, this was the same flag that Bitcoin was in. It took the whole market with us. It was battling the 1 hour 200 MA. The whole market followed Bitcoin. You see? And now it's the same concept again. It's the same idea. The whole market is likely going to pull back here, make a flag to the 21-day moving average. We don't know exactly. It could be lateral. It could be more of a dagger down. We don't know exactly, but it's going to touch the 21 and pump again. And again, are you above the daily 200 MA? If you are, not even close yet. So you see, altcoins are not even close to where Bitcoin is. See, Bitcoin just crossed the 200 MA. It's already bounced off the bottoms. When you're crossing the daily 200 MA, you've made a substantial move back up again. These altcoins still have to do so much work, but what they'll do it slowly but surely. First thing they'll do is break the 4 hour 200 MA. Then the 1 hour, you know what I mean? Then the 8 hour, and then they'll continue. This looks bullish to me, but I would look for this to go somewhat more sideways. Let that 21 come and touch price action. And then you will have another move to the upside, and then you put alerts inside of the flag so you don't have to sit there and stare at it all day long. And there's my alerts. It'll ring me back when Arbitrum gets perfect in the flag. Otherwise, it will ring me back and I'll check and it won't be. If it's not, I leave it alone. If it is, then it's worth a trade. Can we take a look at Doge? It's primed and ready. I mean, it's going to look probably just like Arbitrum. I think we're going to have the exact same chart that we just looked at. It's going to have a 1 hour bounce, right? Near the 200 MA. And then every coin ripped. Every coin ripped. Everything, because Bitcoin said, I'm done. I'm not going to do this bear market crash anymore. I'm above the daily 200 MA, and everyone decided, ooh, now it could be a bear market, it could be one of those little fake flashes, but man, you breach these falling wedges. They break up 68% of the time. I see a huge move for Dogecoin coming back to 54 cents. I really do. I believe this is the best time to buy Doge right there. Look at that, before it pumps up so huge back to 54 cents. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, but that is a buy for Doge. You're not buying the tops, right? You're buying the bottoms below and then stop loss below the 200 MA, and you're buying the 200 MA pump on the weekly too. Like the fact, we buy this 200 MA bounce on the 1 minute time frame. You see me do it all the time. Same concept right here on the 1 week. You're buying the bounce off the 200 MA. That's the concept that you're achieving here. That's what you're going to go after over and over again. So I see a weekly buy for Doge. I really do. I see a weekly buy for Doge, ready to rock. Doge, USDT, target 54 cents, 46. And, there could be some profits along the way at these different resistance areas, 27, 39, right? But Doge, man, that thing looks so sweet, and it has hidden bullish divergence. Swing up to swing up while it swings down. That tells me it's time to get in. Pull a Fibonacci from the low too as well, just to add insult to injury. And I mean, you're right there at the 786 Fibonacci retracement after the bounce. I mean, this thing is golden. Perfect time to buy some Doge, in my humble opinion, but you do you. I'll do me. And together we have a great show, shall we? Amen. All right, and the super chats keep coming on in there. Thank you so much. There's a time we get like 50, 60, 70 super chats at a stream, and it's out of control. I remember those times. It was getting crazy. Shout out to everybody here on the live chat. Sui's going to rip. I agree. Yep. Bear's so confused today. Can you take a look at Block V? If you do, you will see. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Can you set alert to the charts on weeks? If so, how do I do it? Yeah, just go here. You don't have to do that. Just type in BTC.P. Okay. And see the weeks chart right there, perpetuals contract. Grab that and then put the alert there. And it's going to act just like the perpetual. And you're going to be all set. All right. Yeah. I don't think you're going to set alerts on the actual charts here. You may be able to. I don't know, though. I don't think so. Like right now, I can't seem to set an alert there. This is pumping, by the way. This trade is already starting to pump. And so we gave you a live trade with the stop loss below that wick right there at about 87,615. Showed you how to use BITUNIX. Everyone, we're running a campaign on BITUNIX. I'd greatly appreciate if you jumped on it and even just traded for the week to run the campaign up. Show them who's boss. Deposit $100, trade once, you get 20. Deposit 500, trade once, get 50. Deposit 1,000, trade once, and get 200 beans. I mean, that's pretty simple, right? Get a fifth of your trading volume right there that you can give them before you lose. And if we reach 100K in trading volume within a week, get $15. You do 500 trading volume within a week, get 75. 5 million trading volume within a week, get 1,500. And also, if we get the entire trading volume up to 500,000, the prize pool will be increased to 20,000 and a Rolex, baby. And a Rolex. So I'd like to see someone wear that Rolex, bro. It would be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool. Anyway, blessings on blessings to each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And we appreciate it. Yeah. If you sign up to BITUNIX and get it in. So Bitcoin's still pretty flat, right? NASDAQ getting the bounce. Everything looking good today, though. It's a great Monday. It's a great Monday. Like, it's one of the best Mondays we've had in a long, long time. 2 Mondays ago, we got a pump too. Remember, it was a nice Monday. We got the love. Crazy, you got that pump too, man. And the 4 hours above the 200 MA. What you're really looking for now is for the 4 hour to stay above the 200 MA and make a bull flag. That's all. These are just simple concepts like that you don't have to get too crazy about. 88,252, man. You love it though. And then look, see this. Technically, the daily trade that I open you should be able to keep it open all the way till like 90 to 100,000, maybe even 105K. Those are so hard to keep open for so long though. They're very, very hard. Like, it's not easy to do. I'm waiting for that flag to come back to that 21. And maybe we pump and I miss the pump and it just drags. It's rare though. It's so rare. But hey, if it happens, it happens. I guess that's why I watch the small time frame. They could keep me in just in case. I'll be able to catch it no matter what. And then we'll fly. We'll fly like eagles, baby. In the sky. Fly like eagles, man. So yeah. Anything else you guys want to discuss, let me know. Shoot a coin at me. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Honestly, God bless you, man. Sam and Friendies who got tier 100%. And honestly, I have students that have only listened to me and made a lot of money, man. You know, I don't listen to nobody else but myself, right? So, saying, could you look at DOT? Thank you, man. Yeah. Shout out to Master Friend of the House. This dude taught me zero liquidations, taught me time frames, and just was a good guy, man, in general. But I have to be honest, man, I didn't really use anyone else's strategies to make my money. I use my own strategies, bro. I don't know what, I don't use wave theory. I don't use Elliott waves. I don't use ICT. I don't use fair value gaps. I don't use order blocks. I don't talk about breaker blocks. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't do what you see 99% of the other traders on YouTube do. They all take the same concepts everyone else is doing. Think about it. ICT got 600,000 followers, right? That means he's flooded the market already, man. We're unique. We do something that ICT never did. So I don't use those concepts. I just want to make it clear. Some people try to say that I teach ICT or something. I really don't. I don't even know what it is personally. I have not spent enough time on it. I get it. I actually understand it because I'm a pretty smart guy, but I don't use it. I show you how to do it right here. Just use the 200 MA and the 21. You don't need anything else.
You don't need anything else. Like, you don't. Like, I firmly believe that. Like, even my students that do other things, I look at them and I'm always like, why don't you just make money with me? Why do something different? Like, what's the point? Like, I'm the multimillionaire that made it. Why don't you just listen to me and do what the millionaire did? Why go against the grain, man? Why find another mentor? Why call someone else another mentor? Throw that guy in the trash, man. Straight up. 4-hour time frame pumping, man. This thing is looking hefty. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, some people will follow me and then they'll do something else. I don't understand that. You know, I have a mentor. I listen to my mentor. I didn't do 1,000 other things. I did what my mentor told me to do. I became a millionaire. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't do 1,000 other things, man. Yeah. Yeah. Is Solana going up? Sam, using your strategy, I became profitable. It all clicked, and it's been up since. Amen. Yeah. There's many ways to cut a piece of wood. I don't know. I firmly believe there's some more efficient ways, though. 100%. Like an intelligent person, there really is an efficient way to do something. I'll be honest with you. Like, there are more efficient ways to do things. You can study 2 different concepts, and one concept will be more efficient. You could say, oh, there's 2 ways to do it, but like sitting here and teaching a beginner how to buy when you cross the 200 MA is a lot easier than anything else. Trust me, I take students that don't know anything, and I bring them from very beginnings to big stages, and I teach them how to use the 200 MA, man. It's a yellow line. It's one indicator. You don't have to learn 1,000 things. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just funny, man. I was watching another trader earlier today, and I have to be honest, some of the stuff he said was funny as heck, man. The guy was funny, man. I gotta give it to him. I just want the 4-hour to touch the 21 again before I make a massive move, and then I'm in the next swimwear. Yeah. Yeah. This is completely wrong. This guy, I'm going to call this guy out, right? Official Dapper. I follow Sam's strategies. This recent downtrend invalidated a lot of the concepts. No, it did not. 100% did not. And I'll show you why. Let's break it down. Let's go through it all. We double topped up here. We were away from the 21-day moving average on the weekly, so I knew that we were too far away. Every time we get away from the 21, we come back down, right? Then we were here, and I said, be careful. We could get a bounce off the bottom of this channel, but it's very likely that we could bearishly retest and drop to the downside. I said, you have to be open-minded that this could be an M pattern, right? We went over this. I told you that once the 1 hour lost the 200 MA, that we were extremely bearish, and that was the most bearish thing that could happen to you, all right? Let's go back into the time when that happened, right? I'm just showing you how all my concepts played out over the last 5-6 months. So I don't know what you're saying. You're not making any sense. And I just want to prove it to you. So here, look, when we lost the 200 MA, that's when I knew that it was a massive long, we were going to start to drop. You can't lose the 1 hour 200 MA. That's the beginning of the most bearish stuff in the world. We started to drop, right? Then you start losing bigger concepts. You start losing the 4 hour 200 MA. That's your next stop. That's the next place you're going to lose. You know what I mean? Well, first you lost the 4 hour. Then you're going to lose the 8 hour, then the daily. So as we kept losing 200 MAs, you knew that we were going to get closer and closer to the lows. Then we lost the 12 hour 200 MA, the 8 hour 200 MA. When the 8 hour 200 MA was lost, you knew that was the most bearish sign in the world. At that point, I started calling for the daily 200 MA to be tapped. And then once we lost the daily 200 MA, you could see the next stop was the 2-day 200 MA. That was your next stop. If this can load, come on. There, right there, we wicked very close to it. Now, why didn't we bounce? A 618 Fibonacci retracement. Then we got back above a 1 hour 200 MA. Once you get back above the 1 hour 200 MA, you have to flip bullish again. You have to understand that's the beginning of bullishness yet again. This is what got me to figure out what was happening. Then I got to now I'm looking for the 4 hour to recapture, which it did. The whole time I was watching the daily. When the daily got back above, I went extremely long. How did any of my concepts not make sense? When the moving averages are tight, I get in. When the moving averages are far apart, I know it's time to take some profits. I still wasn't sure right here because you never know. So you had to be open-minded that there's a very good chance we bounced right there. This would have made a flag and this would have broken out. We did not know what was going to happen, but we traded beautifully because we lost 200 MAs at this section and we barely retested. At this point, you knew that we were going down. It was obvious because this was a bear flag and we had lost the 1 hour 200 MA. How did my concepts not teach you what was going to happen? You're not making sense, man. Yeah. Why don't you accept crypto? We do accept crypto. Email crypto lifers and send crypto. Yeah, why don't you accept crypto? We do. Email cryptolifers@gmail.com and send us your crypto. We'll put you in the group. We do accept cryptocurrency. All right. Yeah. I did all this, man. I went through all this stuff, man. And then we found the bullish divergence on the daily. When the bullish div happened on the daily, I called it out. I said, that's extremely bullish. I then found the hidden bullish on the weekly. I then said, we got to get back above the 200 on the daily to be bullish. We did. I opened up a trade there. Boom. But it was faked out when we got resistance. You got to trade your support or resistance. How was that resistance? Well, you can see where the dang candle closed in the daily right there. Right there. That was a candle closing. So you knew that would be resistance because the daily candle had bounced off that key level. You knew you had to get back above that to remain bullish. This is support or resistance. Now you're away from the 21-day moving average. Same ideas. Look, I'm in a long right now. It's pumping to the upside. Didn't I just double down? I don't know what else I could do, man. I make gains every single day. I show my stop losses. I show my wins. I show my losses. I never take a day off. I never stop giving my concepts, and people still talk ish on my name. I don't understand. I don't get it. People still say things that don't make any sense to me. And no matter how many times I show and prove myself day in and day out, it does not matter. Someone will still run their mouth. I don't understand. I will win I could win 10. I just showed my P&L. I lost 5 trades out of 17. It flipped $5,000 in 6 days. What else do you want from me, man? I don't know what else I could do. I'll be honest. I learned using MAs watching your stream every day. I ignored them for 3 years. Thank you, Sam, for coming every day. You're the man. What I worry is people don't realize how much effort I put in to know what I know. And they watch ICT for 4 years and think it's good enough, man. I don't think it is. I really firmly believe these things that I teach you I think they're superior, man, over time. I really believe that. Yeah. You got me, supporter Sam. Just ignore the ignorant. Amen. Yeah. We live in a world where logic is secondary, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Which time frame do you rely on when waiting on price to come back to the 21? It depends on the day. You have to kind of switch it. It depends on how big things are. Honestly, every time frame, but you have to juggle them all in your mind. See, this is not easy. Like, look at the 3 hours getting away from the 21-day moving average. It's unlikely it's going to go like this and get that far away from the 21. That's just unlikely. Now, it may go boom, 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 boom. When you get about to 90,000, you're going to have to start thinking, hey, we're extended. And then look for your support or resistance. You're going to have a resistance when you head up to about 989, 389. Right? And then the measured move, too, is the length of this pole. And you tend to hit the measured move and stop. That measured move somewhere at about 90,800. Around 90K, you're likely going to get some type of more sideways pullback. Right? If you do get a crazy extended move. But even then, it's unlikely. Even then, it's unlikely, right? Why can't it be both? Work extremely well. Sometimes some strategies are long better because the people that aren't doing that aren't realizing that you're bullish above the 200 MA. They're missing out on key concepts. So it can't be both, because if you're not using the moving averages, you're not going to see what's happening. You're just going to miss out. I'm telling you right now, you're going to miss out. For instance, you wouldn't have traded this weekend because you would have been like, I don't trade weekends, but you got to trade the 1 hour when it gets above the 200 MA no matter what. Like, that's a bullish sign. And you would have been, so you know how many weekends I've made gains with so many people didn't trade the weekends, and I made so much money on the weekend? Look, at 2 Sundays ago, I made like $5,000 on a Sunday, because, you know what I mean? Because of my concepts. So therefore, I made $10,000 more than someone that decided not to trade the weekends. And I'm not saying you don't have to. I'm just saying I just trade what the 200 MA says. If you don't use this, you're going to miss out on major money. I really think you're going to miss out on a lot of money. I really believe this. Like, there's so much money to be made out here by using the moving averages. Amen. Yeah. A lot of people are jealous, and that's why they have to say something. Keep going, King Lifer. 100%, man. Yeah. And you're using support or resistance, too. Remember that. It's all about your support of resistance. Okay? I just want my group to be learning what the multimillionaire is teaching so you can become a multimillionaire. I don't want you to get sidetracked. All right? I want you to stay focused. It's so important that you stay focused. Focus, focus, focus. You can't learn 1,000 concepts at once. If you learn one concept while you're learning mine, you're not going to learn mine. You're going to miss out. I'm teaching you, you got to focus. You got to focus. You got to focus. It's so important. All right? Yeah. Yo, look at this 1 hour. This is likely what's going to play out. Or just continue to rip. But the rippage is just unlikely. Again, I've been saying the same thing for the last few hours now because this is the concept we're in, all right? Yeah. Sunday night is a good trade, right? High hit rate for me. Hey, I love that. Yeah. Amen. To be able to trade what I do and my concepts, you got to stay on my concepts for 2-3 years straight. Like, you can't learn 5 things at once. You're going to miss out. You know, you can't go trade like oil and oranges while we're trading Bitcoin. You got to focus. All right. Any thoughts on Filecoin? I'm in a commission job, slowly sitting, not making money. Just pulled 50 out of the market. Just feels great, Sammy. Thanks for the education. God bless you. Yeah. He said, I made so much money in the group, it easily paid for itself in 10 years. Thank you for saying that. Because I have a weird vibe that it's about to rip hard. I mean, it's above the daily 200 MA. A major rip can happen. A major rip. And it could flatten all the other time frames. Like this could just go. It can. When you're above the daily 200 MA, fireworks can happen. And you got above the resistance too. So important. So important. All right. If you play to win. Amen. Yeah. Amen. Yeah. Shout out to Paul Wood. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. All right. Which MA carries the most weight? The 200. The 200 and the 21. But the 200 mainly. Look how the 200 kept us from losing price action right there. Bounce. And I kept telling you guys, stay bullish. Stay bullish. If you don't lose the 200 MA, there's no reason to stay. I said, if we lose it, fine. I'm a bear again. I was a bear for a second there. Right? You can look at this on any time frame on any asset in the world too. I don't care what it is. Go look at Tesla. Go look at Bitcoin. Go look at Dow Jones. Go look at oil. Go look at gold, silver, whatever you want. When you cross 200 MAs, look at the 1 hour. You cross the 200 MA right there. Look at the size of the pump after that. Look what happened when you lost the 200 MA. Look at the dump that came after that. So when the next time Tesla gets above the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame, it'd be probably a pretty good idea to long that puppy. Especially, and again, sometimes it just gets above it, fine, and you'd be like, eh. But if it gets above it and flags out and it pulls the 21 towards it, boom, you're gone, baby. That's the next time to trade Tesla. It's already set up. Wait for the 21 to touch when you're above the 200 MA, and you're going to make money. This is not rocket science. This is highly probable ideas that play out over and over again on every single asset in the world, no matter what you're watching, no matter what you're doing, over and over and over again, man. Amen. You know, like, this is what I want you focused on. I'm a mentor. I want my students focused on the sauce, man. I see too many people losing, and you shouldn't be losing. And you're losing because you're not listening. You're not paying attention to the concepts that I'm teaching. You're learning 5 other concepts at once. You can't learn my concepts while you learn 5 other concepts. You must focus. After 3 years, fine, and you understand what I'm doing, maybe you can venture out. But it's going to take you time to really learn my strategies to the point where you can pull them off like I do publicly in front of people. All right? It's going to take you some time. It's not going to be overnight. Remember, when this 1 hour touches the 21, we're likely going to continue to pump. That is a pretty, I'll stand by that as a pretty much a fact, right? So I'm not in any trade, well, except for that scalp right now, but nothing too big. I'll get back into a very, very big trade. Bitcoin could start to make some monster moves. So, and don't give your money back. Don't overtrade, please. Don't give your money back. Stay focused. Stay focused. Don't let your emotions force you into overtrading. Once you win, say I'm happy with the win. Take the wife to lunch. Go in your backyard, take some sun, whatever you got to do. Go for a bike ride, go for a walk. Whatever you do to make yourself feel good, do it after you win a trade, man. And reward yourself, all right, with your wins. You deserve it. You fought hard. It's important, all right? I'm going to jump on out of here for the day, everybody. I love you. I'll be in the trading group throughout the day. I really start to trade hard later on. It looks like we have 5 to 6 hours of sideways price action before we start the pump. 88,000 could hold. We come back into the fold at 88,250 even. Chance you can buy a trade right now and it continues to pump too on the daily. So, but I would wait. I'm waiting for perfect, not perfect, but as close to perfect entries as I can find for BTC. All right. So may God bless you all. Thank you so much for jumping on in. I appreciate you all for being here. I'm going to commission jobs, Slow City. Hey, I get you. Yeah. Gains on gains. Taking profits on a bull run is for the weak. That's so funny, man. You give life lessons. You're gold, honest, good man. Really, what positivity you radiate. God bless you. Thank you. Everyone, you got to stay positive. My mom died in my face, and I said, God, thank you for having her die on Thanksgiving and not alone. Like, I found a way to be grateful when most people would be full of pain and anguish. You got to find gratitude in every single thing. You'll get better at finding gratitude no matter what. And it's just there's never a day you're not going to be full of gratitude. You're not going to be full of love, life, and happiness. And you're in control, man. Happiness is a choice. You're going to make a choice whether you want to be happy or not, right? So you can't say that the world's making you upset. You can't say that the world's the reason why you're pissed. You can't start blaming the world for your behavior and your actions. You're in control every single day. Like if a troll says something to me and I wild out and swear and bug out on the stream, right? That doesn't do anything for me. You see? So I have to see it or not see it and just move on. What is it going to do for me? Nothing. So learn from me. When I don't give in, you don't give in either. Next time someone flips a bird when you're driving, just look the other way. Don't get into an argument. You know what I mean? This stuff is a waste of your time. You need to be attracting positive people. You can't waste any time with negative people because they're going to steal your ability to attract positive people into your life. Stay away from negative people. Stay away from lost people. Focus on the people that are focused and disciplined. They'll get you where you need to be. And they'll do it by action. Who's showing up every day? You'll know. You'll know. The secret to success is getting started.
time.